A father is facing prison time after he's convicted of assaulting his 9-year-old adopted son. John Kelley beat the boy with a belt and paddle, leaving extensive bruising. But that's not all. He also humiliated him in public. Local 12's Brad Underwood is live with this boy's heartbreaking story. Brad?
Well, Cammie, prosecutors say the boy ran away from his home and John Kelley back in July in fear of future beatings. Before the Kelleys adopted him in 2012, the 9-year-old had lived with 8 different foster families. Now he's been diagnosed with PTSD. The boy clearly has some emotional issues. All he needed was love. Instead, he got abused. After a 4-day bench trial, a Clermont County judge found John Kelley guilty on 2 counts of child endangerment and 1 count of felonious assault. Kelley beat his adopted son so severely the boy's leg had welts with multiple layers of bruises.
His dad was going to hit him again, and you would have had to take his clothes off and see those bruises and consciously go, he hasn't had enough yet. And I don't know how you can do that.
Assistant prosecutor Scott O'Reilly says this is one of those cases that leaves you fuming with anger, but speechless at the same time.
But for this little guy being courageous enough to run and to not take the abuse, who knows? You know, who knows how long that would have gone on for.
Once Clermont County Sheriffs deputies found the boy and saw the bruises, they went looking for Kelley. Kelley's response, according to O'Reilly, was less than apathetic.
He said, and this came out at the trial, that maybe this was excessive for Clermont County standards, but not for him.
The boy displayed behavior like throwing tantrums and even urinating in the home. O'Reilly says the Kelleys knew about the boy's emotional issues before adopting him. Besides beating the boy with belts and paddles, Kelley also took him to a Kroger and made him wear a sign.
The front said, quote, "I pee on my family when I don't get my way." And the back listed a number of items that he indicated that he wanted, like an iPad, computer, things like that. And then he was paraded around the store.
At the Kelley home, we tried to get answers. The blinds were quickly closed and no one answered the door. In court, the boy told the judge the beating started 3 days after he was adopted and it continued until he ran away.
You know, it's hard to read somebody's soul, but you could read. This was a kid who was beaten down.
Now the boy is now staying with the family who used to foster him. O'Reilly says since being removed from the Kelley's home, he's had no problems or behavioral issues. Cammie?
All right, Brad, thank you. And Kelley will be sentenced next month, and he faces 2 to 8 years in prison for each of the 3 counts, plus $45,000 in fines.